If you're waiting for the spring market to hit, well, May was it. Here in Nova Scotia, buyers and sellers seem to be at a stalemate, and neither are going to come out a winner. Stay tuned as I dive into the details of what happened in June and how Nova Scotia real estate market is evolving. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video where I will give my home price recap for Nova Scotia, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing in the new build market. New listings for June in Nova Scotia looks to be the start of a downward trend. The number of new listings saw a significant drop from May to June. This decrease has been at the same time that has dropped off the last few years or so. I expect a continuous decline for the rest of the summer. For Nova Scotia as a whole, there were 1,507 new listings, which was down from 1,772 in May. While across most regions of Nova Scotia experienced a decline in new listings, the Highland area and Cape Breton saw a slight increase. Halifax had 632 new listings, Annapolis Valley had 262, the South Shore had 170, the Northern region had 164, the Highland area saw 85 new listings, while Cape Breton had 120, and Yarmouth was at 33, which was the same number that they had in May. The drop in new listings indicate that potential sellers are holding back, possibly waiting for better market conditions to bring more buyers. The slight increases in the Highland and Cape Breton areas suggest that these areas are becoming more attractive, potentially due to their relative affordability and lifestyle appeal. The current number of homes for sale has been on a steady rise, contributing to the overall increase in inventory. The total of active homes for Nova Scotia at the end of June was 3,273, and this is an increase for May and an increase of 600 from April. This increase is consistent across the province, indicating increases are due to more homes staying on the market longer and not necessarily to a ton of new listings coming to market. Halifax Dartmouth had 109 listings at the end of June, Annapolis Valley had 655, and the South Shore had 559. These figures all signified increases from May and also when compared to June from 2023. The Northern region had 486, while the Highland region had 323. Cape Breton came in at 152, and Yarmouth had 114 active listings at the end of last month. An increase in inventory can lead to more competition among sellers, which might put pressure on the prices downward. Buyers, on the other hand, have more options to choose from, which can result in a more balanced market and even a buyer's market in certain areas. Hey, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button so you will know every time I upload new content. Months supply. A buyer's market is definitely emerging and in some areas of Nova Scotia is already here. The increasing inventory results in the months of supply increasing as well, but this calculation gives us a sense as to whether or not we are in a buyer's or seller's market. 6 months worth of inventory is considered a balanced market. 4 to 5 months under is considered a seller's market, and over 6 months is considered a buyer's market. Nova Scotia as a whole has 4.2 months worth of inventory. Halifax Dartmouth has increased slightly to 2.6 months. Annapolis Valley and the South Shore is sitting at 6 and 7.1 months respectively. The Northern region has 5 months worth of inventory. The Highland region has the most supply with 11 months. Cape Breton came in at 2.5 months worth of inventory, and Yarmouth is sitting strong with 5 months. In terms of the amount of sale price versus the list price, Halifax remains strong and has consistently been at 100% for the past several months. Other regions range from 96 to 97%, which could amount to approximately $12,000 to $15,000 in flexibility in the list prices. Yarmouth has the lowest list to sale price at 90%. Offering the greatest amount of negotiation for buyers. Now let's have a look at days on market. The median days on market remained the same for Halifax Dartmouth area at 8 days, but increased 4 to 8 days in other regions. Nova Scotia as a whole is sitting at 11 days. Halifax Dartmouth has had no change at 8 days. The Annapolis Valley has increased from 13 to 21 days in June. South Shore is sitting at 16 days. Northern region has 16 days with no change from last month. The Highland region has actually decreased to 33 days from 40 days in May. Cape Breton has increased from 9 days in May to 17 days in June. Yarmouth is at 40 days, which is a decrease from 44 in June. Homes in rural Nova Scotia are taking longer to sell. This can be a sign of cooling demand or overpriced. Setting the list price according to market value is going to be key to getting homes sold in the coming months. Home sales see a notable decline in June. After the spring market peaked in May, the number of homes sold dropped in June for Nova Scotia from 1,003 from 1,094 in May. The market has peaked in May for the past 3 years, followed by a couple months of decline, which is also typical for summer selling seasons. We are seeing a decline across all regions for the number of homes sold in June. Halifax, Dartmouth area had 508 compared to 557 last month. Annapolis Valley was down 2 to 160 in June. South Shore is down 79 from 97 in May. The only region that was actually up in May was the Highland region, which had 48 sales compared to 37 in May. The largest decrease, of course, was Halifax, Dartmouth, which was actually down 49, but that is relative because that region has the busiest market of all. The Highland region's increase hints at buyers possibly driven by the local affordability. Median home sale prices. Fluctuations were seen across the board. Here's a snapshot of the median home sale prices for June. Yarmouth prices were down to $249 in June. That's down $327,000 from May. Cape Breton came in at $274,000, and that's up from $255 back in May. The Highland region was at $286,000. The Northern region came in at $277,450, and that was down from $280 in May. South Shore home sales came in at $390,000, which is down $9,000 from May. The Annapolis Valley came in at $369,500, which is down from $375,000 back in May. Now, the busiest market, Halifax, Dartmouth, was actually up $5,000 to $555,000 for the month of June. And again, that is our median home sale prices. So that makes Nova Scotia's median home sale price down $5,000 from the month of May to $445,000 for June. Now here's a spotlight on some notable popular areas. Let's have a look at Halifax Central or the Peninsula. Only 2 homes sold in June. Only 2 homes sold in June, which is down from 8 in May, but that still resulted in a median home sale price of $918,250. In Bedford, there were 45 home sales, which was down 7 in May, and that brought the median home sale price to $660,000. In the St. Margarets Bay, Timberley, Tantallon area, there were 44 home sales, and that resulted in in the St. Margarets Bay, Timberley, Tantallon area, there were 44 homes sold, which was up 2 from May, but that resulted in a median home sale price of $569,900. And that was down from $650 in May. In the Waverley, Oakfield, Fall River area, they saw 14 home sales, and that was down 2 from the month of May. That resulted in a median home sale price of $662,500. And that was a pretty big drop from May's price of $782,853. Another popular area is the Windsor-Falmouth area. They had 5 home sales, which was up 2 from. And the median home sale price there was $399,000, and that was up from May's price of $340,000. Now, the Greenwood area, where we have our military base, there were 7 home sales, but that was quite a drop from May, and that resulted in a median home sale price of $445,000, and that's actually up from $432,000 in May. Now, over on the South Shore in Bridgewater, there were actually 12 home sales, and that was down from 17 in May. That resulted in a median home sale price of $379,000, which was down quite a bit from the $412,500 they saw in May. Bedford and St. Margaret's Bay area remain popular, though the drop in median home sale prices suggests the sellers may be adjusting their expectations to meet the buyer's demand. Or perhaps there were just The significant price drop in the Waverly Fall River area indicates that there were some higher end properties that must have sold in May. Meanwhile, Windsor and Greenwood areas are showing signs of increased activity and rising home prices, which can be attributed to the level of new construction that's happening in the Windsor-Falmouth area and the number of military transfers happening around CFB Greenwood. Now, I just wanted to touch a second on new construction. There's been a surge in building permits. Kings County saw a significant jump in building permits in June, with 58 permits issued, the majority of which were triplexes and duplexes. West Hants Municipality granted 64 units in a multi-unit development. These suggest lots of new housing for the rental market as opposed to actual homes to buy. Although this may help the detached home inventory, as some homeowners may be looking to switching to the rental market for the sake of downsizing and having less maintenance. With the median sale price for new construction in Nova Scotia averaging $599,900, a newly built home is often out of reach for the majority of buyers in today's market. If you are in the market for a newly built townhome or detached home, Bedford and Timberley Tantallon area is the area where you'll find the most selection. Or if a semi-detached is more your preference, then certainly have a look at Falmouth and Windsor because they have a lot of those builds happening. Now, June's real estate market in Nova Scotia has shown signs of cooling after the spring market peak in May. With growing inventory and longer days on market, buyers may find more negotiating power, especially outside of Halifax. Going forward, sellers will need to adjust their pricing and marketing strategies to attract buyers in this increasingly competitive market. Check out my next video about my prediction on what the rest of 2024 is going to look like and how it will affect both buyers and sellers. This has been The Real Deal with Dawn.